everyone, welcome to Weekend Box Office. Well, looks like Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse is back to number one once again at the domestic market and the international. This movie did good, I will say, and also looks like Little Mermaid is really close to crossing $500 million at the worldwide market. So the Little Mermaid at this point, it does looks like it might cross, I think, 550, that number, because I think recently this movie came out in Japan and it did okay business there. That is what I heard, because now that this movie is out more than months, you don't get all the update about this movie, but it looks like the Little Mermaid, it looks like it is still quite a flop for Disney, although I guess the deadline, they did predicted this movie will lose around, I think they were saying 80 to 20 million dollar around there. At this point, looks like they were right. This movie might be losing, I think personally, probably like 80 to like $90 million. But same time, looking at this movie's box office, it has slowed down at the domestic and the international. This movie didn't do that good at all, although this movie could have done good at the box office. I guess I shouldn't be like, if you have seen my other video, I don't want to repeat the same thing. Obviously this movie's changing the character overall really hurted its overall box office success, because it did still cross to 500. It just tells you that people who are like a fan of this character, like the Little Mermaid, they did went out and supported this movie, because end of the this is the iconic character from the pop culture, like more than around 30 years. So when they did these huge changes to this character and all this bad press around this movie, of course it hurted this movie's overall box office, especially worldwide audience. They really rejected it. Then again, the domestic number is not glowing that much either, I will say. Like I thought this movie will cross $350 million at the domestic market. Looks like it might not do that, because this weekend it only grabbed like 9 million or something. Although they are not giving you details about this box office that much anymore. But unfortunately for this movie, yeah, it slowed down a lot. I don't know, it will be crossing 350 million at the domestic market, where then again, Disney movies, they're not doing good. Then again, Elemental, I think it did good this weekend. So depend on the movie, whenever you're making big budget movie, I think personally, I'm not a huge expert on this. I think you should always avoid controversy. You shouldn't make people mad. Although I thought personally the movie was okay. Like, it's not as bad as other Disney movie, but it isn't great either, because all the changes they make, I didn't like it personally. I was like, these changes didn't work for me. Imagine many other people, it probably didn't work for them either. Even I think international audience, they didn't like that race swapping character. It's really bad. Why did they do that? They thought this movie is going to be as successful as Black Panther. Then again, they forgot the Black Panther's original character, and here it was Miles Morales, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Oscar-winning animated movie. This movie doing so good at the box office. Yes, Miles Morales looks like this character has become really very popular. So domestic, this movie, it is an animated movie and it cost only $100 million to make. Already sitting at domestic $317 million. International is okay, I guess. $243 million. Total is $560 million. And I remind you, this Miles Morales character, it isn't a race swapping character by any mean, and he's not here to take Spider-Man place or anything. I think this Miles Morales character himself, it's very interesting. He made a mistake, he acknowledged them. He's a flawed character, also very likable. I love Miles Morales. He's really likable. That's why I think they should stick with the original thing. Then again, this is very different from Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse from the Little Mermaid. So I do a lot of movie coverage. I do see the difference, because the end of the day, Spider-Man Across the Spiderverse is Oscar winning movie. They are very careful with this movie. They didn't like come out and do all this bad press they try to protect this movie from any kind of bad press. Like, you didn't see Sony screaming about anything about this movie. Like, this is not like, they didn't say, oh, it is a diversity movie, come see, check this out. They didn't say anything like it, because you don't need to. When you write original character, people check it out because they like it, and because it's likable. That is why I think that was the problem, the way Disney did the marketing for Little Mermaid. The way they marketed it was really bad approach. Even when I was making my reaction, I many times I like, why aren't you showing other characters? Obviously they went for this this diversity thing they were targeting. It was really bad move. Of course, it's flopped at the box office, and that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this? Both of this movie, one is quite hit and successful, one is unfortunately flop at this point. Let me know in the comment. If you enjoyed about this video, don't share my other videos on other topics. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.